Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're really digging into the notes and articles you've pulled together about exploring Paris.
Mm-hmm.
Our mission basically is to unpack the key bits from your sources. Give you that shortcut to experiencing the city, missing the super famous spots with those lovely hidden gems.
Yeah, Paris, City of Light. Always more stories there.
Exactly. Let's get into this material.
Well, what's really interesting looking at your sources is how they sort of map out a path. They start with the absolute essentials, the landmarks that just scream Paris is.
Right, the must-sees.
But then they kind of peel back the layers, showing you the city's quieter side, maybe more local.
Yeah, it's not just a checklist, is it? It's like how to really see these places. So based on your stuff, let's kick off with those iconic first-timer experiences, the ones that really define Paris.
And, well, no surprise here, right at the top is the Eiffel Tower. Your sources all flag this as the quintessential icon.
It really is, isn't it? I mean, whether you actually go up for the views or just, soak it in from the Champ de Mars nearby, the material suggests it's pretty captivating either way.
Definitely.
And that sparkle. After sunset, your notes literally call it pure magic. Hard to argue with that based on the sources.
And a really practical point that comes up again and again in your notes for these big sites is planning. For the Eiffel Tower, they strongly suggest booking tickets online, like way in advance.
Off our head.
Up to 2 months, they suggest.
Yeah.
Says it's pretty crucial to skip those infamous queues.
Right. Good tip.
And also this idea of combining it, like a ticket that includes a Seine River cruise. Your sources frame that as a smart way to see it from a different angle.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so from that amazing structure to art, your sources naturally lead to the Louvre, described as, well, an art lover's paradise, Mona Lisa, Venus de Milo, the big hitters.
It's massive, though. And your material does acknowledge, it can feel a bit overwhelming.
So what's the tip there?
Again, booking. Timed entry tickets online are highlighted to cut down waiting times significantly. And maybe think about an audio guide, the sources suggest. Oh, and remember, it's closed Tuesdays. That's a key detail from your notes.
Good point. Closed Tuesdays. Got it. Okay, from huge indoor spaces, your sources then take us uphill, different vibe entirely. Montmartre and the Sacré-Cœur. It sounds like it has this really distinct sort of bohemian atmosphere.
Yeah, wandering the streets, the artists, Place Guiterre, and the basilica itself, it offers this real sense of calm.
And the views.
Incredible. Your material highlights the steps of Sacré-Cœur, especially at sunset, as just unparalleled. But what's cool is how your sources also pinpoint little spots within Montmartre that aren't quite as famous.
Like what?
Like Le Mur de Je t'aime, the Wall of Love. And that pink cafe, La Maison Rose, noted for its history. Apparently Picasso used to go there. It adds depth, beyond just the main view.
That's a great example of mixing the iconic and the specific detail right there in the sources. And for something calmer, the Musée Rodin, your notes position this as a bit of a peaceful escape.
Yeah, especially after maybe the crowds at the Louvre or Montmartre. It's in Rodin's old house. You've got the thinker, the kiss. But the insight from your notes seems less about ticking off sculptures and more about the feeling of the garden. Spending time out there is flagged as really serene, inspiring, a nice contrast.
Okay, so we've seen how your sources cover the big landmarks, often with those practical tips.
Yeah.
But they also make it clear there's more to Paris than the main tourist spots. How do they suggest getting, beyond the postcards?
Yeah.
Experiencing it more like a local?
Right. This is where your sources really dig deeper. They shift focus to places that are maybe less crowded, showing a different rhythm.
Like Canal Saint-Martin. Your notes describe it as an escape in the 10th arrondissement. That's one of the districts. Helps place it.
Exactly. The sources paint a picture of cool little boutiques, cozy cafes, lively bars. It's highlighted as a spot where actual Parisians hang out, picnic, relax.
Watching the barges. Your notes mention that too.
Yeah, navigating the locks, apparently quite hypnotic. And the specific local experience tip here from your sources is super simple. Just grab some food, maybe some wine, from a local shop and have a picnic by the water. Soak it all in.
I like that. Simple enjoyment. Then there's Rue Crémieux in the 12th. Your sources make this sound almost unreal, like a whimsical dream.
That phrase captures it perfectly based on your notes. This pedestrian-only street, all pastel-colored houses, plants everywhere. Sounds like a photographer's dream.
Yeah.
But the source adds a really important reminder. Respect the residents' privacy. It is just people's homes, after all.
Good reminder. Okay, needs some green space. Your sources point towards Parc des Buttes-Chaumont in the 19th.
Yeah, this one sounds quite unique. It's got hills, a lake, even a temple on an island, plus a waterfall and grottos.
So more than just a flat park.
Definitely. Your material specifically suggests actually climbing up to the Temple de la Sibylle for unexpected views, and actively looking for the hidden waterfall makes exploring it more of an adventure.
And finally, a little trip back in time. The covered passages.
Right, these old arcades from the 19th century.
Hmm.
Galerie Vivienne gets mentioned in your sources. They've got unique shops, little cafes, restaurants.
Cozy, maybe?
Exactly. Your notes highlight them as offering a really cozy atmospheric experience, especially, say, on a rainy day. Good for just wandering, looking at the architecture, finding little treasures.
Looking at all these points pulled from your sources, what really comes through is how they give you these specific, actionable ideas. From booking months ahead for the Eiffel Tower to just grabbing a baguette for a picnic by the canal. Yeah. It lets you consciously blend the two sides of Paris.
Yeah, the grand icons and the quieter local spots.
It gives you a framework informed by the material you gathered to experience the city really deeply, but efficiently too.
Exactly. You're not just getting a list. You're getting insights into the different ways Paris lives and breathes, guided by what your sources found important.
So we've gone from these huge, world-famous symbols to these quiet, colorful green corners where everyday Parisian life happens, all through the lens of your material.
And that kind of leads to a final thought, doesn't it, for you? Your sources clearly show Paris isn't just the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre, it's just as much about these hidden spots. So thinking about the descriptions, the feelings your material brought up, which specific hidden corner from these sources makes you most curious for your own Paris dream?